Bonjour. Today we are going to learn about question words, interrogative words, to ask for information. So to ask who, what, when, where, why, to ask for details. So not just yes or no questions, but rather questions where you ask for specific information. Um, we are going to use these question words either paired with inversion or paired with esque. There's also a simpler way to ask these questions, and we'll look at that later too. But first, let's just look at the question words themselves, what they mean, and how to pronounce them. À quelle heure? À quelle heure means at what time. À quelle heure? Quand? Quand? Quand means when, and that's asking for like what day of the week or what time frame. So it's not asking à quelle heure for a specific time. It's asking quand, when in general, like what day, morning or afternoon. That's quand. Comment? Comment? Comment means how. It's used in phrases like Comment t'appelles-tu? How do you call yourself? Or Comment ça va? How's it going? Comment can also mean what. If somebody said something and you didn't understand them, you could say comment, and that's a polite way to go, excuse me, rather than just saying quoi. So comment is a polite way to say what. Où, où, où with an accent grave means where. Où. Pourquoi, literally the words are for what, so what for, this means why. Pourquoi. So here are the first five again. À quelle heure? Quand? Comment? Où? Pourquoi. Combien or combien de means how much or how many. So like combien de personnes, how many people. Or ça coûte combien, that costs how much. Combien, combien de is how much or how many. Combien. Qui, all by itself means who or whom. Qui. You can put qui after prepositions too, like à qui, to whom. Avec qui, with whom. Pour qui, for whom. But all alone, qui is who or whom. You will start questions that start with what in English with the word que or QU apostrophe, which is actually where we get qu'est-ce from, que plus esque. You can end questions with quoi to be what, or quoi also comes after a preposition like pour, quoi for what, or à quoi, at or about what. That's easier to explain when you see it in an example. And then the interrogative adjective quel is an adjective, so it has four forms: masculine, feminine, singular, and plural. The word quel means which, and you put it in front of a noun to say like quelle personne, which person. So here are all of the question words put together. À quelle heure? Quand? Comment? Où? Pourquoi? Combien? Combien de? À qui? Avec qui? Pour qui? Qui? Que? Quoi? Quel? I do want to point out Q and U together in French make a K sound. They don't usually go quoi, like in English, like the word quail. It's only the word quoi, and also inside of pourquoi, that it makes that wa sound, and that's because the letters O and I go wa. So QU sounds are normally more like a K in French. So this is not quel, this is quel. Quel, quand, que, qui. And then these guys, because of the OI, are quoi and pourquoi, just to point out. So anyway, you take these question words and you have actually three options of how to format a question with these words. You can start with the question word or phrase, so start with à quelle heure, and then use inversion as the most formal way to ask a question. For example, à quelle heure vas-tu aller au gymnase? At what time are you going to go to the gym? If inversion is not your strong suit, use esque instead. So you'll have à quelle heure est-ce que, And then the rest of your question. À quelle heure est-ce que tu vas aller au gymnase? Here are examples with quand. Quand allez-vous recevoir vos diplômes? When are you going to receive your diplomas? When are you going to graduate? If inversion is hard, try est-ce que. Quand est-ce que vous allez recevoir vos diplômes? You can do this with comment, où, pourquoi, etc. When you use combien de, you'll use combien de and then the thing you're discussing, how many of the people, for example. And same thing with quel. When I use quel, it's an adjective. It has to describe something. So I'm saying which book, quel livre. So let's use où. I can use où in front plus inversion. Où allons-nous déjeuner? Or I can use où plus est-ce que. Où est-ce que nous allons déjeuner? But there is a slightly less formal way to do this that I do want to point out to you as well. And that is to just start asking your question and then put the question phrase or word at the end. So those questions up above, I could rewrite them to be very informal. Down below, tu vas aller au gymnase à quelle heure? Tu vas recevoir tes diplômes quand? Tu vas déjeuner où? That works too. One other thing to point out when you do this, when you use the word que, which means what, and inversion, it looks like this. Que vas-tu manger? What are you going to eat? If you use que plus est-ce que, there is where you get the phrase qu'est-ce que, which means what. Qu'est-ce que tu vas manger is a very common way to say, what are you going to eat? Qu'est-ce que is que plus est-ce que. Now, if you choose to do the third version that I listed below, and you move that idea of que to the end, it is quoi in French. So at the end of a sentence, if you say what, so this says you're going to eat what, the word que changes to quoi. You also use quoi after prepositions like avec quoi, with what. And then same thing with combien de and quel, they're followed by whatever you're counting or whatever you're describing, like which book. So these are the main interrogative words that you will see, the main question words to ask who, why, when, how. And the way to format them is to start with the question phrase or word, then use either inversion or est que, or you can put the question phrase or word at the end, but that is less formal. Here they are one last time. À quelle heure? Quand? Comment? Où? Pourquoi? Combien? Combien de? Qui? Que? Quoi? Quel?